Botswana just signed an agreement with Dubai that could change where the money in our diamonds actually ends up. Not how many we've sold, but where the profit lands. And that distinction is exactly the whole story of what Botswana's economy is going to look like in one sentence. Let's discuss this. My name is Kilo. Good afternoon. I'm the owner of the Capital Media, one of the voices that are shaping economic intelligence in Botswana. So last week in Dubai at the World Diamond Congress, the Botswana Stock Exchange Group signed a memorandum of understanding with the Dubai Multi-Commodities Center, the DMCC, and Botswana's Minister of Minerals and Energy, Honorable Bokoloke Wendo, officiated the signing. So what they have agreed to build is something that is being called as Africa's first multi-commodity sister hub trading corridor, or in plain language, a direct commercial pipeline between Gaborone and Dubai for trading commodities, not just diamonds, copper, critical minerals, beef, and agricultural products. Now here's why this is more interesting than a normal trade agreement. Botswana's economic problem has never been that we do not produce valuable things. We actually produce some of the best diamonds here on earth, and the problem is, where does this value get captured? Because a stone would leave Botswana and then it gets traded, cut, polished, certified, marketed, and sold elsewhere entirely. And every one of these steps adds value, and almost all of them happen outside the country. We sell the raw materials and other people sell the finished product at many times that price. So when I read that one of the first initiatives under this agreement is that it will be able to connect the Okavango Diamond Company directly with the Dubai Diamond Exchange through coordinated tenders, with the first commercial tender expected late 2026, that is the part that I'm actually trying to watch and I'm a bit more excited about, because that is an attempt to move Botswana further up the value chain rather than just selling the raw stones or the raw materials into the same old structure. So this agreement actually covers in more than just diamonds, right? Because it includes trade finance, logistics, vaulting, and digital infrastructure. And there's actually a plan for the Botswana Mercantile Exchange Vault here in Gaborone to become the very first facility in the world certified under DMCC's Global Goods Delivery Standard, which is essentially an international quality certification that makes commodities stored here acceptable to global buyers. They're also exploring tokenization, which means turning physical commodity parcels into digitally tradable assets and Sharia-compliant instruments, which opens doors to Islamic finance capital that has largely not flowed into Botswana before. Now, as usual, there's part that it tends to get skipped in the coverage, right? This is a memorandum of understanding. It is a framework and not a transaction. So everything that I've just described is something that the partnership will explore, not something that has already been built. Because nobody has vaulted anything as of yet, there are no tokens that exist, and no Sharia-compliant instrument has been issued. The first real test of these is the diamond tenders that I've described for late 2026. If Okavango Diamond Company and the Dubai Diamond Exchange actually run coordinated tenders and Botswana captures better pricing or better market access as a result, then this agreement would have done something. If late 2026 comes and goes with nothing, then this has just been another signing ceremony as usual. But I want to be very clear. I think there's a genuinely good direction that we're heading in, because Botswana is securing serious counterparties like DMCC with a valuable, credible framework covering the full commodity value chain is a real progress. But agreements and outcomes are two different things, and our job is to track whether one becomes the other. So let's watch until late 26 and see what transpires, because the corridor for moving commodities is not just something very small, it's a very significant thing. But let us not allow it to just be headlines. And that is exactly what the Capital Media is here to do, and to assess, to actually see if there is actually impact within Botswana's economic and market access as a whole. Good day, and have yourself a lovely week.